In the comment section of my last video, I saw a lot of people replying with the thing I actually predicted would get posted a lot, which was along the lines of 25%. How do 25% of Canadians still like Justin Trudeau? Because my last video was about Justin Trudeau's record high disapproval rating. 25% still like him, and a lot of people in exasperated fashion react to the fact that anybody still likes Justin Trudeau. And that still does surprise me as well, although I think when you start talking to voters, most people are not so high information that they know all the things that you know about Justin Trudeau and that makes you dislike him. A lot of people think, well, he's positive, so I like him. But that got me thinking more deeply about, well, how did Canada have Justin Trudeau become prime minister? Or how does any country around this planet get their own Justin Trudeau? Because make no mistake, Justin Trudeau is not a unique politician. There are a lot of Justin Trudeaus around this planet who promise the exact same things. And not to sound too simplistic, but the reason that Canada got Justin Trudeau is not because he tricked Canadians, not because Canadians were being dumb or just didn't like Harper. That's part of it. I think that people didn't like Harper for silly reasons. But the reason that Justin Trudeau got elected in Canada back in 2015 and even got reelected in 2019 and 2021, other than the fact that Aaron O'Toole sucked as a conservative leader in 21, was the fact that Canadians wanted Justin Trudeau. Not, again, they weren't tricked. They knew exactly what they were signing up for. Justin Trudeau was not just popular because he was a Trudeau. It's because he was offering the things that Canadians basically declared that they had wanted. And thankfully, many Canadians are walking away from that going into 2024. This is why the Conservative Party and Pierre Poilievre are so popular. But the thing that Justin Trudeau was playing to was the fundamental shift in politics over time because of moral relativism and other sorts of hyper progressive type political thinking that ended up kind of infecting the country. And when I say that, I mean the idea it's the fundamental philosophy behind Trudeau's statements like the budget will balance itself. People who don't want to take serious issues seriously and they want what they want and they want to be able to choose their own morality and they want to be able to ignore the laws of economics. They don't want to have to care about public finance. They don't want to have to care about foreign policy and standing up for our allies. They just want Justin Trudeau to say sweet nothings in their ear and then promise a lot of different programs and different sort of, woke type policies that make them feel morally superior to Americans. That is kind of the fundamental problem with a lot of Canadian politics over the past few decades, is a lot of Canadians tend to pick their politics in order to oppose what they see as like right-wing American, like vulgar politics. And so they end up taking very vulgar left-wing Canadian politics, which ends up being, again, very much a authoritarian, progressive type, like a progressive type flavor of politician, which Justin Trudeau 100% represents. Justin Trudeau does not care about property rights. He does not care about tax burden. He doesn't even really care about the environment. He just cares about believing that we can control the environment, basically standing for the right things. Canadian politics in 2015 had become very childish, in large part because not only the academic world in Canadian universities, but also because of the media. The media very much cast Stephen Harper, who was a serious politician who took serious problems seriously, as basically being very dark and demure, unfriendly, uncaring, even though Harper, through his actions, proved he cared way more about people than Justin Trudeau ever did. Stephen Harper cared about people in a serious manner. He actually cared about how much taxes they were paying. He cared about the quality of services they were getting and what services the government can actually provide, which are going to be high quality and efficient and not just a waste of taxpayer money, spending money on things that makes us feel good because we stood up for the right set of values. It's the type of rhetoric and type of thinking that backs up the universal dental plan from the NDP and the Liberals. Are they actually going to provide quality dental services for Canadians in any large degree? No, they're only offering it to people above the age of 85 and some children. It's a very small subsection of children who can even apply for the program. And I guarantee it's going to be slow, and it's going to slow down the entire dental industry in Canada as the government basically tells dentists that you have to treat this person's to treat this patient, this for whatever, get their teeth cleaned, get a cavity filled, all this stuff, and you have to take a lower payout from the government. And we're going to ignore all those consequences of a program like that in favor of believing that we did the right thing. Justin Trudeau offered this sort of hollow politics to Canadians because Canadians desperately wanted this type of hollow politics, because American politics, the sort of politics that brought Barack Obama into the presidency, was this sort of hollow do-goodism, despite the fact that it wasn't actually backed up by trying to actually make sure that the things that we were doing were actually doing good by people. We don't care if we're hurting people as long as we set our sights on the right goals. This is obviously the motivation behind woke social politics. We stand up for the disenfranchised by attacking the supposed privileged majority, and we don't really benefit the minority that we supposedly are standing up for. This is 100% the entire left-wing reconciliation agenda. They're not helping Native Canadians in any way, and they're only attacking mostly white Canadians. It's just a way of trying to divide people in order to feel good about yourself because I stood up for the right things. And this is why I think that in the Conservative Party, the biggest threat to a new Conservative government is not a resurgence in the Liberals or the NDP. I think they're done. I think a lot of Canadians have become far more serious again about politics, wanting the government to only do what the government is good at doing and stay out of the social realms, stay out of the lives of parents, all that sort of thing. But the biggest threat to the Conservative Party now, at least what I believe, and this is why I'm running for the Calgary Signal Hill Conservative Party nomination, I think the biggest threat to the Conservative Party is red Toryism getting into the Conservative Party and holding back a Conservative government from doing what it must do in getting into government and repealing all this bad left-wing nonsense that Justin Trudeau has pushed on us over the past 8 years. The thing with red Toryism is it's basically it goes along the exact same lines of the Liberals and the NDP's philosophy towards politics, but just thinks that we should do it a little bit less. You'll find a lot of red Tory politicians like Aaron O'Toole, Alison Redford, even a lot of Doug Ford is pushing the idea that we can have all the things, the fake hollow things that the Liberals and the NDP promise, but we can do it with a little bit less taxes and a little bit more efficiently on the government sort of service side and the service quality side of things. It is the exact same fundamental mistake that by setting our sights on good things, that we will get good things. The government has no business getting into a lot of these realms that the Liberals, the NDP, and red Tories want us to get into. And just because a red Tory offers that we can do the same stupid things the Liberals are doing, but for maybe 5% less of a burden of taxes, is not a good plan. It's basically like so many people use this example before. Red Toryism is just telling the Liberals that they should drive towards the edge of the cliff a little bit slower. We shouldn't stand up for any sort of good social values in government. We shouldn't really stand up for deregulation or full tax cuts in general. Most red Tories never even cut taxes. We should just basically promise what the Liberals are promising, but say that we are more serious, sober-minded people and we can get you those impossible things a little bit faster, or like in a better condition or whatever. It's childish. It's childish politics, and Canada really needs to get rid of that out of our mindset in order to get rid of Justin Trudeau. Hopefully this didn't seem like too much of a ramble. I just felt like talking about this because it was like racking my brain for hours today. That's really how this whole show works. I'll think about something for 4 hours, and unless I put it onto this camera, I'm going to go insane. So other than that, my usual Give, Send, Go fundraiser is in the description of this video. If you want to contribute to the legal defense, you can. It's already cost me $25,000 defending myself in the National Telegraph from a billionaire. He has no case. He has no evidence. He even filed his evidence so late, a judge required him to give me $1,800. I'll probably win the case, easily win the case. My own lawyers have told me that these guys are probably not going to want to go to trial because of how embarrassing what they've presented so far looks like, or how embarrassing it looks. And then also, again, I'm running for the Calgary Signal Hill Conservative Party nomination. So if you live in this side of Calgary, go check which riding you live in. If you live in Calgary, because if you vote for me, we can help prevent a red Tory from occupying a safe Conservative seat. Because if Poilievre becomes the Prime Minister, what we do not want to see is a bunch of red Tories pump the brakes every time he actually tries to pursue real reform. These are the type of people who are going to say, well, maybe don't defund the CBC. That's going to create a lot of havoc. Well, maybe don't cut taxes that much. Well, maybe don't cut that woke department in the government. We can't have these people because they're going to end up turning a Conservative Party into a lame duck party, and Justin Trudeau or Jagmeet Singh types will just walk back in after 4 years. Other than that, I hope everyone has a fantastic night and doesn't mind the rambling too much.